Hey, welcome back to a brand new video, and in today's video we're going to talk about the biggest grifter on YouTube, the slimiest of the slimiest in the commentary community, the bottom of the barrel scum commentary YouTuber desperate to get a few subs so that they can flex it to their online following. Today we're going to be talking about YouTube's scummiest Clout-Chaser, HarleyTBS. Now, if you don't know Harley, which I'm presuming you don't, he's kind of irrelevant. He's a small YouTuber with 20,000 subscribers. He makes commentary videos where he talks about his opinion on topics he frankly shouldn't be commenting on, and he also makes videos that are extremely personal to himself, like anyone gives a fuck about his private life. You'll probably recognize him from flip-flopping in the Dream and John Swan drama, and you'll probably also recognize him from getting absolutely fisted by Prismmate Luke. Or maybe that time where he made a video calling a certain person guilty without a doubt when they weren't guilty. There's a few examples I could think of for this HarleyTBS fellow. Basically, all around a terrible person. But before we begin, hi, I'm HarleyTBS. Welcome back to a brand new video. If you're new to the channel or haven't already, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. I make videos every single day on various different topics. So if you do enjoy this video or you enjoy other videos like this one, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. I'd genuinely enjoy your support and appreciate it a lot. It means a lot that you guys watch anything I post, and it means a lot that I get this kind of support from you guys. So I want to make videos where I just give back to you and have a bit of fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, if you don't know, I am aiming for 25,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So going down below clicking subscribe would be amazing. I'd really appreciate it. And you can also check out my other social media linked in the description. But back on topic. This HarleyTBS guy is notorious for dragging out his intros for 2 minutes where he plugs his social media and this next arbitrary sub count goal that he's been aiming for. Basically, he's just desperate to get those likes and get those hearts and get those subscribers. He doesn't care at all about his audience, and he's probably just the type of guy that grifts anytime possible. I doubt he's ever spoke to a woman in his actual life, and I'm pretty confident that he has no real friends. Like, come on dude, stop posting vent videos, you're clearly just trying to make a buck out of it. It's so apparent to everyone watching that you're just doing it for the grift, so I'm not even going to give you the chance. But let's dig back into HarleyTBS, let's look into some of his drama, and let me give you my opinion on them. So, going back now a few months, we can talk about the Dream and John Swan drama, a drama which HarleyTBS very fervently flipped sides constantly. So, at the start of the drama, HarleyTBS, because he didn't want to make a call out against another creator, or allege that John Swan was doing anything malicious, even though Harley did have that personal opinion in private according to his own testimony, Harley decided that the best decision would be to say that John was probably innocent publicly, so that people would let it go out of mind's eye, and then the drama could be resolved in private. Sadly though, this drama didn't get resolved in private. Instead, because people like John Swan kept bringing more attention to it and posting about it and making call-outs, more lying about the bigger creator. So Harley ended up reaching out to this bigger creator, getting in a call with them, and once Harley knew that they already had all the evidence to properly call out John Swan, Harley flipped sides, that YouTuber being Dream. This has brandished HarleyTBS with the Clout-Chaser and Flip-Flopper name ever since, to which, to this day, Harley gets constant DMs about it, and it seems to be a reoccurring theme around his channel. Now, let's skip back even further. The Pyrocynical drama. HarleyTBS made one video where he said that he believed that the evidence about Pyro definitely wasn't fake, and that he believed what was being said about Pyro, and also that there was a really small chance that this evidence would come back false. To which Harley was correct, however, his title implied that the original allegation against Pyro was correct, and that was not the truth. As such, this got Harley a lot of criticism. Basically, HarleyTBS makes very insensitive and ignorant titles without doing the adequate research to make sure that his titles are unbiased, neutral, and factually correct. Hey, how about we roll it back even more? So, there was an engagement between HarleyTBS and Sensitive Society in the past year, in which HarleyTBS called out Sensitive Society for the hypocrisy in one of their statements, where they called out a YouTuber for putting in no effort into a video, and as such, Harley quote tweeted them pointing out that in their Pyro video, they didn't even get the accuser's gender right, and as such, they clearly hadn't done the adequate research to make the claims they made, And in response, this other creator started gloating in DMs to Harley that they make way more money than he'll ever make, and then went on stream blasting HarleyTBS, talking about how he was so wrong and that they'd done nothing wrong. Basically, HarleyTBS is incredibly ignorant and doesn't do any research on any of the topics he covers, which leads him to falsely accuse people, even though they fully recognize that everything he said about them was true. But now let's talk about the real grift of HarleyTBS, the one that got him started, the one that he's so highly notorious for, the one that put him on everyone's radar, and the one that's got everyone upset with him ever since. Now, this may mention a small drama, probably haven't heard of it, the Yandere Simulator drama, which kinda caused Harley's channel at the start to skyrocket. So, Harley originally made multiple videos, with some criticizing Yandere dev, and others instead complimenting his work, which led to people, instead of taking them videos as neutral, taking them as flip-flopping, which was quite definitely what they were. It's so clear here that HarleyTBS was trying to appeal to the common denominator. He just wanted everyone to agree with him, despite very quickly and very clearly stating in his titles the opinion he was sharing in the video. Harley made so many videos on this topic that it was obvious he was milking it. There's no other statement to that, he was milking it. And this led almost everyone in that community to start hating Harley. In fact, most people were actually calling him out, or making subreddit posts talking about how much of a grifter he was, and a clout chaser he was, which led to the original dubbing of the title, HarleyTBS, YouTube's Scummiest Clout-Chaser, which ended up being adopted by Prismate Luke, and is now being adopted by me. However, that community didn't hate Harley forever, as during the end of Harley's stay in that community, Harley released some very well-researched videos calling out multiple people for their indecent behavior with minors, which led to a lot of people giving Harley credit that he did not deserve. This scummy clout chaser can never do good in this community. All he is a grifter. He does not care about doing right. Oh yeah, he's also a straight phobe, because he made a video where he talked about gacha life posts, and had a bit of fun in them just joking around, and he used one of them for the key title to upset a bunch of people on Twitter, knowing that these old heads that don't understand social media would end up giving him shit for it. Or we could also talk about the time where someone drew what they wouldn't classify as porn, but what Harley would, and made him very uncomfortable, so he called them out on it, to which, instead of them acknowledging it and apologizing in any way, they doubled down, trying to excuse their behavior. But we won't talk about that one, because that person likes to continue tweeting about Harley, because they get offended every time this 16-year-old talks any way about them, because they have an ego about as fragile as a piece of glass I've just thrown 300 miles per hour out of my window. But listen, out of all of these things, these terrible things, there's one that I've got to point out in particular that will finally destroy HarleyTBS's name. I'll finally end this channel. For once, I can call out HarleyTBS, and no one will be able to stop me. This is the biggest piece of evidence, and it's never been seen by the public before. So, I'm going to share with you today something that's going to destroy HarleyTBS forever. You see, HarleyTBS is not all that he's cracked up to be. HarleyTBS presents himself as a 16-year-old British YouTuber who just does commentary and has a bit of fun with his content. However, that's not the case. You see, HarleyTBS is a furry. And do you know what happens to furries? They do like that yiffing and stuff. I can't do it anymore. If you couldn't tell, this whole video is jokes. I don't genuinely have anything against anyone I mentioned within this video. I was just having a bit of a laugh, and I don't want people to take me too seriously. You know, what's the fun in making YouTube content if you can't just fuck around and make one stupid video where you mock yourself and call out yourself on stuff? If you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos just like this one, as I make videos every single day at 6 PM GMT, 1 PM EST. Hope you had a bit of fun on this wild ride of a video with me. I really don't know what direction I was taking this. I just kind of woke up and went, why don't I just make a video about myself? So, here we are, I guess. Oh, I've really enjoyed making this video. But if you want to see more content like this one, go down below and click subscribe. That support would mean a lot. Also, feel free to turn on notifications, and check out my other social media linked in the description. As the other guy in this video mentioned, I like to grift. But in all seriousness, if you did enjoy this video, your support would be appreciated. And with that, I'd like to thank you for watching. I have enjoyed it, hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Says she wanna rock when it like me. I'm a stylish guy. Spend a little guap when it like me. We can catch a fly. Says she wanna rock when it like me.